Hi, welcome to StoryStrengths. If you're new here, this is the place where we discuss your intrinsic strengths and how to communicate them with the power of skilled storytelling to be remembered, convincing, and compelling, and move people to action so that you can stand out in job interviews. Today, we're going to talk about getting pigeonholed and what you can do about it. So the other day, I was talking with a StoryStrengths member who was struggling to communicate the value of what he does and to make it clear, because he's done a lot of different things throughout his career. He's been an investment banker at JP Morgan, at Wells Fargo, has launched a couple of startups, created a financing company or two, lots of great things, successful exits, bravo. However, what he was finding in networking events and things like that was that when he would tell the story of one of these experiences on its own, sometimes that would get him pigeonholed as the startup guy or the finance guy. And I mean, finance is a big part of everything he does, but it was too limiting. And he said, how do I keep from getting pigeonholed? And so as we talked about those experiences and what he did that made each of them special and successful, what became clear was that in all of them, he was realizing that things that were pieces on the board could be put together in different ways that created more value. So not a blue sky visionary coming out of nowhere, but more like someone who can walk into a garage where there are car parts all over a table and realize, oh, these aren't just junk. You could put these together and make an engine and get real value out of it. And so he puts people and structures and systems and funding together in new ways that create value. And he's done that in all these different places. And once we sort of looked at the meta pattern and realized it applied to all those experiences, and he could tell the story of that pattern, he realized, oh, this is how I can talk about these experiences as instances of a deeper truth about who I am, rather than defining things that pigeonhole me. And after we'd gone through that exercise, he said, well, that was really helpful. Thank you. That sounds a lot better. And great, I'm glad it sounds better. But here's the thing, it is better, it's truer to who he is and what he does. So if you find yourself struggling with feeling like you're pigeonholing yourself, pull back and see what kind of, take different experiences and say, what's the same about these? What did I do in each of these experiences that is similar from one to the next? And very often, what you will find is your unique traits, your strengths, are coming to bear no matter where you are or what you do. Those traits, those great things about you find expression in the contribution that you make to different situations. And that's the real story you're telling, not just job X or job Y. Have you had an experience like this where you felt pigeonholed in your career? If so, why don't you go ahead and put your different experiences in the comments below, and I'll jump in there and we can all collaborate and see what we identify in terms of through lines or common patterns that suggest a bigger, more holistic story about who you are and what you do, and we'll help each other out. Look at all these plants here. But this guy growing up the tree. These are 3, let it be. It does always have 3 leaves. Sometimes it can look shiny. That's got extra oil on there. You really don't want to touch those. And sometimes it can be kind of dusky. Sometimes the edges are really smooth, like this one. Sometimes they can be jig-jagged. But in all those cases, even if it looks red or green, it's all poison ivy. Don't touch that. Thank you for joining me today. If you're looking for a job, you're thinking about looking for a job, or you know someone who is, and you'd like to get ahead in interviews, tell them to go to StoryStrengths and sign up today, and we'll get them well on their way. See you next time.